Hi guys, and welcome to Rufus and Doofus. Chico here. Just a little update on the TV cabinet project. I just want to thank everybody for all their great suggestions, awesome suggestions. Some of them I can do, some of them I can't because of the way this place is designed. There's a lot of windows, as you may have noticed, and it does cause a problem with placement. But aside from that, I still haven't made a decision as to how I want to mount the TV when I get one. And that will be in the future because there's too many important things to do, like new tires, tow bar for the back, for the truck, and Guz still needs a few things done to it. So, but here's what I've done so far. I salvaged some of the material that we took out. This was a piece of plywood that was up there. It was large enough to use to cover the bottom part of the hole. As you can see, I'm not a very good upholsterer, but I did the best I could. A little sloppy on the back, but nobody's going to see that. Basically took the foam, salvaged that, cut the plywood down the size the best I could with hand tools. I don't have a table saw, so I had to do it with hand tools. I got to tell you, I did a little sanding, let me tell you. A lot of sanding. But salvaged the exterior material, which is some sort of fake leather. Actually washed it. The wash machine came out pretty good. And as you can see, it's not square. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Got a little bit of an angle to it. When they built that thing, they got a little bit of an angle, which gets narrower as it gets close to the windshield. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. And what's going to happen is that it's going to mount for sure in two places with probably three anchors. But the front has to be anchored down or up, and the back has to be anchored up. So I salvaged the little snaps, with the little leather colored buttons on there, and it's nothing more than a little piece of metal, round piece of metal snap where you drive the screw through. So we're just going to do the same thing the way it was mounted originally and drive the screw up into the wood that's exposed up there. And I will show you what's going on up there. Now, before I go up there and show you, I just want to tell you what I did. I got myself a piece of 3-inch oak that, because I needed a 2-inch piece, and as you know, when you buy lumber, it's always going to be like 2.5 or something like that. So I bought a what they call a 3-inch piece, which is actually 2.5 inches, and I ripped it down at a friend's house to a 2-inch piece of wood, and then I cut it to length, and I tried to make it fit as tightly as I could. So there was a little sanding involved there. Did I say a little sanding? A lot of sanding. I had to do it by hand, but it worked out good. Now my piece is actually nice and square and clean on the edges, but where we took down the old cabinet, it was a little ratty, and it wasn't me that did that. It was like, it was covered up by a trim piece, so I guess they didn't take a lot of time to make that real nice and square and not, like rip out on the end of it. But make a long story short, I glued it and I pocket screwed it. And if you don't know what pocket screws are, they're holes that are drilled using a jig into the wood, and they go in on an angle, and they're drilled according to the size of the wood. In my case, I had 3/4 inch wood, so I had to use a jig. Now the jig I used is the compact version of the Kreg tool. Now I'm not getting paid to do this, but I just want to show it to you because it's very handy. They make a more durable, more user-friendly one, but it's a little on the pricey side. But let me open this up and show you what you get. Obviously, you get your instructions and shit, stuff. Did I say shit? I'm sorry. Boy, now I said it twice. So in any case, got some screws here. They're all different sizes. They're sample screws. And as I said, you have to have the right screw and the right depth of drilling and the right angle when you do this. So these are the screws that came with it. Fortunately, I had enough to do my project, which was on a piece of stock that's 3/4 inches thick. And these are plugs that you can use if your work is going to be exposed. Normally you try and put a pocket screw where you can't see it. But you can build anything with pocket screws. I mean, you can build desks, furniture, you name it. And this is the tool right here. And there's 4 parts in here. One is the jig itself, and then there's a square bit driver, okay? And then there's an Allen wrench here, okay? And there's also this special drill bit. And you can see it looks a lot different than most drill bits, and it's got a collar on here that's adjustable. And you can see the tip there is quite different than any other drill bit you saw, but that's what makes the pocket hole. And the way you do that, in this little booklet here, and also marked on this jig, there's different settings for 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, whatever material you're working with. And what you do is you push on this tab, and it elongates it, as you can see. And what you do is you stop at the proper mark. In my case, it was 3/4 inch. Can't see it, but it's on there. And you line that up, and then you put this on the edge of the wood, and you clamp it down. And you clamp this right to the, like these little legs here will stop on the stock. Stop on the stock. Yes, I said it right. And they'll hold on. And then you take a clamp and you clamp this down onto the wood and the work surface so that it doesn't move. And at that point, you look at the other markings that are in the box. They're imprinted right on the thing. You lay your drill bit in there. It only fits in one way, and you push it up forward, and then you move this collar to the proper place. And when you're drilling, you go in like this, and you plunge it, and what will happen is that collar will stop it from going too far. And believe it or not, it just makes a perfect little hole for the screw. It's a real nice tool. Holds that joint together like you wouldn't believe. And on mine, I also glued it. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going anywhere, and the glue actually helps fill up a little bit of that nastiness that was from the factory when they cut that. So that's that. Fits nicely into the little case, and as you can see, it doesn't take up any room at all. Put your instruction back in there, your stuff, and it all fits in this little tiny case. Now, obviously, if I had a whole bunch of screws and stuff, they wouldn't fit in there. But what I've done is I kept the ones that came with it, and I happen to have enough to do that one project. I think I paid $35 for this at, I want to say it was at not Home Depot, but the other joint, Lowe's. Boy, I'll tell you, it's tough getting old. But that's that. So now, I just want to show you the part that's done. I still have to wait for that. Well, I want to wait for that glue to set up. Not that it's going to go anywhere, as I'll show you how sturdy it is. But I have to glue another piece onto back so that I have something to mount this onto, because this is going to go up there like that, like so. Okay, and it's going to sit against the front right here, and I have to drill through here into the part that's going to hold it up. So I'm going to try and show you this up there, the last step, because it's kind of tough to hold the camera or get an angle and hold this up there, but you'll get the idea. So let me show you what we've got so far, okay? All right, there's our hole, and you can see that it's starting to look like the rest of it. The wood does not match precisely with the other one, and there's that little mark I was telling you about, and it's on both sides. This is nothing but cheap wood, and then it's got some sort of like a cheap veneer on it, and my work is actually better than what they did. But you can see it's a little rough there, but nobody's going to notice it. And it's very solid. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty good, and it's very solid. So I don't want to close this up yet because I still have some work I want to do up there, but I do want to show you what we've done. So let me see if I can stick my head back there and show you what a pocket screw looks like. All right. I hope you can see that. Right there is a pocket screw and the hole, which I drilled with that special drill bit. Okay, and there's two on the other side here, and with the glue that isn't going anywhere. And you can see that they used pocket screws in the original construction there on that piece that goes up. All right, and then they also have that attached to the ceiling with that piece of wood that you see up there. Not a great job, but it works. So my thing is right here. This is what I did. Okay, so it's nice and even, it's flush on an angle. What I have to do, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a little block of wood here that they use that runs across the front. Okay, and they mounted that on the other piece, and then they used these caps here with the screw underneath it with that little metal ring that I was talking about. It's like a snap ring, and these snap right on. So you pull this off, unscrew it, and the whole thing will come down. Well, what I have to do is I have to glue a piece onto here. I don't want to screw it because I'm afraid I'll split that piece of oak. So it's going to be glued, and I'll clamp it, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to mount that just like the original piece is there. I'm going to make that level with those, so I can't go wrong. It should fit nicely. Now, if I can, I'm going to show you what this thing looks like with the piece up there. And if you like, please give me your opinion. Let me know what you think. I'd really appreciate it. Alrighty, hang on. All right, you should be able to see that. And let me show you how this is going to fit. Just like that. Obviously this isn't screwed in, but that's what it's going to look like when it's done. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you guys kind of had a feeling I was going to do this, let me know. That'll tell me I was on the right track if most of you guys were thinking I was going to do something like this. And that's about it for today. So I want to thank you. Oh, ow, damn. I want to thank you all for watching. And that's what I used to do with the old setup. The only thing, I was way down here, so it really hurt. But I won't be sticking my head out this far, I hope. So it's going to be a lot better than what was there. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. Have a great day.